With me having the time to be able to test out LeBron James on NBA 2K25, I liked a lot of animations he had. I like his scoring ability and even the contact animations when it comes to him. So with only a few minutes left in community day, I decided to end up trying to create a LeBron build that would replicate his game or even his play type. So I ended up hopping in that My Player Builder. It was maybe like 30 minutes left for community day, and I ended up cooking up a decent LeBron James build. Now, it's maybe not the best LeBron James build, but I would say you could make a few things different when it comes to making this build. As we end up hopping into My Player Builder, I would end up saying you can go 6'8 or 6'9. I'm gonna be honest, those two heights when it comes to making LeBron James build in NBA 2K25, you can't really go wrong. If you want to go 6'8 to be able to get that 85 ball control, to be able to speed boost, go 6'8. But if you want a little bit more attributes, you know what I'm saying, you rock out with that 6'9. But as of the build, like I told you, you go 6'8, 6'9. You can go between 230 pounds all the way to 250 pounds. But remember, like I always told y'all, when y'all make these builds, there's going to be a few things that's going to be a little bit different when the final product comes out. And during the time of me making this build, I didn't know all the requirements when it came to contact dunks. Some of them are still the same, some of them are a little bit different, but luckily the one I end up using in today's video is still usable in NBA 2K25 the same way it is in 2K24. When it comes to LeBron finishing, I was like, okay, we can go high layup with a decent 87 driving dunk, or we can go high driving dunk with like a cooler 80 layup or even like a 75 layup if y'all want to. But I was like, okay, let's go the opposite direction. We go 89 driving dunk on this build. So you can end up getting those pro contact dunks off 1 and 2, but if you want that posterizer on gold, you have to go 93 driving dunk with an 80 vertical on this game. Now with the actual layup, I was deciding, could I go high layup and high driving dunk? And the thing about that, if you want to end up going high layup and high driving dunk, this build won't have any type of defense really. You might only have perimeter with a decent block, but you ain't gonna have no rebound, you're not gonna be able to have no steal. It's literally gonna lock up because you have a 90 layup and an 89 or 93 driving dunk on this build. So if you want to end up doing like that, just know it's not gonna have any crazy defense as of LeBron James. Just a decent defense, but it's not gonna be the ones. Might get caught an offensive build more likely, because my first try making this build, it ended up getting like called an offensive balance score or something like that, and I didn't like that name, and gladly I ended up taking my time a little bit more, even though I had not that much time on my side to end up making this build right here. Even though an 80 layup not going to be the craziest thing, you still get floater on silver, but me learning the requirements of the actual layups that's actually good in the game, you might need at least like an 85-ish, I say around the 85, 87 layup package to end up getting some of the best layup packages in the game. And knowing LeBron James, you know, we had to put a post control on this build so we can get post fade phenom and all those things like that. So I only rocked out with a 70 right now because I want post fade phenom on at least like gold. My other option was actually going at least 79 or 80 post control, so I can end up having those badges a little bit higher so I can be able to score in the post, be able to drop step people and things like that. Now when it comes to the shooting ability on this build, I did make sure I put the mid range up. 89 is the highest that you go that you get a badge. If you want to use that attribute like a cap breaker on 90 mid range, that's up to you, but I'd rather use it on your 3-pointer if you are, because the 3-pointer, I didn't raise it up too high. I did what we did last year in 2K24. Some people might end up doing 76. I ran out with like how most lockdowns had in NBA 2K24. Most lockdowns had at least a 78 3-pointer or 79 3-pointer on their build. So I was like, okay, let's just go 78. Calm little 78 3-pointer is not too bad, nothing too crazy. I'm not gonna be shooting crazy threes on this build. We won't know until we actually touch the game, but it's a nice little threshold for some build that got a high mid-range and has a driving dunk with a little bit of post control on this build. But I think them 3-pointer max out around like an 81 or 82 3-pointer for this build. But when it comes to the free throw, that's up to you if you want to end up keeping your free throw as it is if you're a park player and things like that. But I end up raising it to like a 74 73 3-pointer just in case you do play rec. But we don't know how free throws are going to play a part in NBA 2K25 this year if we really might have to have a super high free throw. Now with LeBron pass accuracy, now I would love to get an 85 pass accuracy with this build. I would love to. It was between trying to get an 85, 80, and I was like 77, but I was like, okay, 77, I feel like you need at least an 80 on this game. But me actually during the time of me making this build, I was like, okay, I can go 80, but I feel like me going 80 is going to take up a lot. But I feel like if I had enough time to play around with it, I could have actually finessed the 80 pass accuracy for this LeBron build, or maybe even an 83 or 85 pass accuracy. And to let you know, LeBron pass style is at 85 pass accuracy. Now look, for the dribbling, this 6'8" now this year get an 86 ball handle. Now keep this in mind, you cannot get Kemba Walker dribble sides of escape. You're not going to be able to get it. I'm sorry to tell you, it's a height requirement and you need an 89 ball handle this year. They changed it. You can't get Kemba Walker on a 6'8". I'm sorry to tell you. I know they made it that you can have an 86 ball handle, but you can't get Kemba Walker on a 6'8". You need an 89 ball handle, but also you have to be under 6'4" this year. Now, if you are making a 6'9", you will have an 80 ball control, but for people who's making a 6'8", you will not have Kemba Walker, but you will have a decent selection of actual dribbles that you can use. The 86 ball control is just based on if you want to get ankle assassin on silver. If you don't care about ankle assassin on silver, stay at 85 ball handle. If you care about it, go 86. Now with the speed with ball, we going 75. There's no point in going anything higher than that because that does not do anything for none of your badges. I tried to mess around with it, it doesn't anything. Silver lightning launches, that's all you're gonna get. You go 76, it's no point. So to say you attributes, make sure you go 75 speed with ball with an 85 ball handle or 86 based on if you want that ankle assassin on silver. Now I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to the defense, I made sure that we had some decent defense. LeBron is not like, oh, he's gonna be quad defense, but he has defense. So I end up giving at least a 62 interior. When it comes to perimeter, LeBron can still play perimeter defense. Even at being at 40 years old, I'm gonna end up giving him at least a 82. I'm gonna give him around 82 so he can get challenger on silver. But if you want to end up going higher, you can go 85 so you can end up getting your badges a little bit higher on gold. But when it comes to the steal, some people I was noticing they end up going what I did last year in 2K24. I did a 60 steal, bronze interceptor. I was like, okay, I'm cool with this. I'm not gonna really be in the lanes, but I was like, okay, the way I seen how interceptor was so broken on this game, I decided to end up going to at least 79 so I can get that glove on silver and I can get the interceptor on silver. If you don't care about having glove on silver, you can drop this down and say some attributes, and I think you go like 75 or 76 to end up getting silver interceptor, so you can rock out with that. Now when it comes to the block, high flying denier is chase down artist, and when it comes to paint patroller, that's literally anchor. If you want anchor, you gotta go 74 block. If you cool with the chase down artist on bronze, rock out with the 68. Now when it comes to the speed, I was end up saying try to at least get a little higher. I'd end up messing with it. I was just messing with a few things. I would say go 82, 83. But when it comes to the agility, this is before I learned how important agility was. 78 agility, you like, oh, that's cool, but max it out. You want a 6'8", max it out. I told you the bare minimum that you should end up putting on a build is 80. If you can get an 80 agility on a build, put 80 agility if that's going to be the bare minimum. Now when it comes to the actual strength, I end up saying 82 will be cool. You get a movable force and all that, but I was like, okay, you could get 83, you get brick wall on bronze and things like that, but that's just up to you if you want to end up taking that chance. With a 78 vertical, that's not bad. But for the takeover options that you get with this build, you got a decent amount of takeover options. You get above the rim, driver, finisher, mixtape, smooth operator, clinic, finesse, midi magician, or midi maestro, and slice. Now most of these are going to be attributes that's going to get boosted by 2, but you do have one that actually gets it boosted by 1. Above the rim, when you get to level 4 on this build, you can have a 99 drop and dunk, and then when you got clinic, it's mid-range and 3-pointer. Then you get to the finesse is layup and ball handle. Then you have midi magician slash midi maestro, that's literally only mid-range. And then you have slice that focuses on drive and dunk, agility, and speed. And then you got smooth operator that ends up starting with the mid-range, then ball handle, then switches to layup and then ball handle. But this one is driving layup and driving dunk. You got a decent amount of actual takeovers that you use that's going to be very viable when it comes to using this build, especially being a LeBron James build. But for the name that you're going to end up getting, it's not nothing too crazy. We've seen the name before. You get names of Brandon Miller, Rudy Gay, Brandon Ingram, but the name they're going to end up giving you is a shot creating 3-level threat. And we've seen that name before. Nothing new, nothing special, to be honest. But for a first little quick LeBron James build I just had to put together and end up making for y'all boys, this was a kind of decent one. Once I get my hands on the game for a longer amount of time, I can make a way better one than this. But this is just a good little blueprint that you can use to end up making your LeBron build if you're going to end up going that way. If you're going to go with a 89 drive and dunk or a 93 for posterizer on goal, or you're going to end up taking it up a notch and go 96 drive and dunk for like a Miami LeBron, early Cleveland LeBron, so you can end up getting on that rim and get them elite contact dunks off too. But if this video helped y'all out to figure out what you're going to lead towards for making a LeBron build and give you a good idea, make sure y'all boys drop a like on the video, make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all turn on post notifications if y'all haven't yet, and before y'all boys leave, I gotta leave y'all with 2 videos on the screen, man.